All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fish Tank Barn live stream. I hope you guys are having a good week so far. Um, we'll go ahead and give it a couple minutes for folks to join. Um, so looks like we've got Davo, the Zen Ginger, Jody P's here. Welcome, and we'll just get it started here in just a moment. So I didn't have a chance to watch Corey's stream tonight, but I'll have to check that out later. I'm sure it was good though. So while we're waiting to get started, has anyone got any new fish? I know there's one in particular that I do want to bid on this weekend at the not at the but on the auction with Steven. So there's one on my list. So I think that's going to be Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Hey, Steven, actually correct me if I'm wrong, Steven, if I don't have that right, but I think it's 6 p.m. Eastern on Steven's channel. So that's benefiting Foxy and Peplin. So check that out if you're interested. So, Steven saw Nezzy sword babies. That's cool. I found, at least for me, that Nezzy swords are kind of aggressive in terms of eating fry. So I would definitely, if you could catch them and raise them out separately, if you're interested in kind of raising the fry from those, I would maybe try to catch them if you can. Or if you have a ton of plant cover, I think you'd probably be okay. But Nezzies are kind of bad for eating fry. I know I saw Corey with a bunch though, so maybe I just had a bad batch. Oh, Carla says buzzing sound in the audio. Okay, that's interesting. Let me see. There should not be. I'm not getting anything here. Is that any better? I muted YouTube just in case. But everything's muted, so. Oh, okay, so cool. The babies were past the eating size. Is anyone else getting buzzing? I just want to make sure. So, yes, yeah. So they are Nezzies are kind of bad. So, okay, good. Hello, Alan. How are you? Hello, Skull. I actually did have a pretty interesting weekend this weekend. It was not fish related. I have been meaning to go to the Quad Cities swap at some point. Even talked with a local person here about that. So I probably will go at some point, but this weekend really kind of wasn't in the cards for that. I did see all the videos on Fishcord and everything about that, so it looked like it was a lot of fun. That's really weird. Oh, okay. It's kind of mixed then. That's interesting. I don't know what that's coming from because there's nothing else. All right, because it's weird because I'll have to watch it afterwards. Because that's interesting. I moved the mic. Maybe that was it. Oh, let's. Any better now? Yeah, because I don't have a. Otherwise, we'll have to go under the desk, I think. Unless somebody unplugged the mic. Let me know if that was any better. If not, we might have to live with it. So we got Garage Gills, Sleeper Barbecue, Empire of Dirt, Jeff Kane. I'll go back to the story on my weekend. It's still there. I don't know what it's from. That's a weird one. I unplugged the camera. I don't know what. It's always something. This is kind of irritating, honestly. But we're gonna have to go with it. I apologize for the buzz. I don't know what it would be. The mics have been fine. This is the same mic I used last week. Same mics I've always used. for the last few weeks now. But so anyway, actually, any yeah, so I actually ended up going to like Saturday was kind of just a make video, play in the fish room kind of day. But Sunday, I actually ended up at volleyball of all places. Place I didn't think I would be kind of going to again. It actually wasn't to watch my daughter, but my younger daughter had some friends that play, and they had a tournament nearby, so she wanted to go. So we went along, and it was kind of interesting to go and kind of see it again. And it was kind of weird though, because it was someone else's kid, right? So I was just kind of like hanging out in the background, kind of just doing my thing. So that was fun. We have a Canes that just opened kind of near where the volleyball was. There's not many Canes here in Michigan, so we went and got Canes for lunch. I stopped at our local fish store, Fishy Biz Aquatics, which is a aquarium co-op retail partner store. So I did pick up some more magic fish feed because I forgot to order it when I ordered my normal food from the co-op. Then ended up actually playing golf. And for a little bit of fun, if you remember, I did actually film a hole of golf. Had a really good round, actually. And it was kind of spurred by filming it. It was kind of funny. So I said to film a hole. I watch a lot of that like on TikTok and stuff like that. And so I figured, I'd film it just for fun. If members want to watch it, so be it. It's not something I would obviously put on the main channel. This isn't a golf channel, and I really don't have the playing ability anyway to, kind of be a golf channel anyway. But I mean, I shot 82, which is for 18, which is probably one of the best rounds I've ever played for 18 holes. So that being said, the course was kind of easy. It's a shorter course, so it's not terribly challenging either. Not to diminish it, but at the same time, it's kind of a shorter course. So if you're a member, check that out. Skull says we should golf together. I make everyone look good. I think Carla. I think some people are hearing it, some aren't. So I don't know what's going on with it. Like everything's muted. I'm not really sure where it's coming from. Like there's nothing in my that's creating noise anywhere. Like the TVs are muted. I don't know what it's from. I mean, I'll unplug the power from. See, does that help at all? I mean, I can't think of anything other than, if I go diving under the desk. So I'll watch it after and see if I can figure it out. But hello, Susan. How are you? Hello, Jim's Fish. Hello. I think I didn't say hello to Carla, but thank you for coming on. I know the buzz is probably annoying. And unfortunately, I can't figure out what to do about it. So. I mean, I can try diving under the computer, I guess. Like, I don't get where it's coming from, though. It doesn't make any sense because nothing's on. So, hello, George RB3. Yeah, so. You know what we'll do? We'll try a different mic. Hold on. We're going to do this. Is that any better? Tried a different receiver. Oh, weird. Okay. All right. Well, we fixed it. So I don't know why this. So I have two lapel mics. So I got this one and got this one. So I don't know. They don't have a battery. They just plug then they just plug in. Just a USB. I think it's USB C. Yeah, so it's just a little plug-in. So there's no really like battery. So I don't know what the deal is with it. Like I don't hear it. I think I use that one a lot for the videos because it's just like plugged in closer to me. So I don't hear it when I make videos with it. So hopefully that's better for you. All right, we will mark this mic as the good one then for live streams. So interesting. All right. So with that, so I played golf. So if you guys want to watch that on the members video, if you're a member, um, we can't, go ahead and do that. Um, Let me go ahead and I'll do this real quick too. Oh, hold on. Actually, I saw Foxy's Fishes joined. Foxy, how was the? I know you're making dinner, so if you don't answer, that's okay. Um, how was the Quad City swap? Like I was talking with a buddy of mine, and we were thinking about um, going up there to, maybe even buy a table and sell. But so yeah, so I was curious, like how many was there like a ton of people in there? I've heard that there's very big things. So you're welcome, Jody, for the membership. But it's definitely one I've wanted to go to. So I was gonna ask you on your stream, but since you're here, I figured I'd ask. So okay, Brandon said it was stellar. Yeah, I saw the pictures on Fish Court, and it looked like it was a lot of fun. It was expensive AF. Okay. So, yeah, the guy I was talking to, he said he went before, but yeah. So I mean, I'd be curious how it was amazing. So there was over 3,000 people through the door in 4 hours. Sold 32 axolotls in an hour, and all the fish in a little over 2 hours sold out. Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking. So, awesome. So I will reach back up because we've been talking about over the last couple of days doing that. So hello Vinovsky, how are you? So yeah, so that was kind of my weekend. It wasn't really fishy, but yeah, played a little bit of golf, had a really good time. Saw some volleyball, which was kind of fun as well. And yeah, I need Sleeper Barbecue. I need to check out your channel. I like meat as well, like Steven said, but um, I am too lazy to cook it most of the time. So that's my problem. I don't have the equipment really. I don't have a smoker or anything like that. But I do appreciate the people who do. Um, so I think with that, I think maybe we'll head out to the barn and we'll talk a little bit about kind of what's going on in the barn. Not really much has changed, but I will kind of show you. We'll take a walk around. We'll look at some fish, and kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and we'll head out to the barn. Like I said, I really didn't have a topic tonight. I figured I would just, we'd kind of just talk about, whatever. I do want to talk about one thing before we go outside. The college decision. We talked a little bit. Um, probably earlier on when we started streaming again about the college decision, and that is about 99.9% decided to the point where I can kind of just say what it is. So she's going to end up going. Chelsea's going to end up going to Michigan State in the fall. Like I said, 99.9%. She unfortunately got waitlisted from the University of Michigan, as did a lot of people. So, so she's going to be at Michigan State, going to be in the Honors College. Right now, the major is going to be nursing, but as with anyone going to college, I think that changes with time. But we'll see. Maybe she stays with it, maybe she doesn't. But pretty proud of her for that. And coming up in May, I don't think any of them, there's any conflict with streams. But graduation season is rapidly approaching, so the month of May is going to be pretty busy. There's like honors dinners and convocation and graduation and all that kind of fun stuff. So we're going to head out to the barn. We'll go ahead and we'll put on the. And we didn't play the game. God, I'm losing it. So we got to play the game first. So let me switch screens all around here, and we'll play the game. I almost forgot. got busy yapping, and we're not on task here. All right, let me do that. All right, so got our game up here. For those of you who have not played it, it's basically my daughter who we just spoke about. We talk about if the fish are basic or not. It's basically a non-fish keeper's view on the fish we keep. It's kind of a fun little game. Like I think if you were opening a store, it'd be kind of a fun game. It'd be kind of a good way to kind of learn what to stock in your store, because it kind of gives the view of fish through the eyes of like a non-fish keeper. So let me always do this for click on the right spot. So the rules: show you a picture of the fish. You can guess in chat how basic they are. There's no points or anything like that. So we're just kind of doing this for fun. Between 1 to 10, 1's basic, 10 is cool. So after a few moments, I'll show you her answer. We almost didn't have it tonight. I was busy, Sunday, when I usually make the game. So it was kind of a last second, between, getting everyone caught up. So let's go ahead and start out with the first fish. I've got a turquoise rainbow fish. So I don't know if you guys chat sort of just died out. Look at the. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, that's interesting. All right. All right. So Sleeper's got 10. Skull's got 8. Jody P's got 8. Davo's got 2. Zen's got 9. Steven's got 10. I think Steven would give that a 10. Jeff Kane's got 1. One thing it'd be kind of fun to do with her is to have her do like a video with it, like have her, maybe go through the barn with a video. That'd be kind of fun. So, anyone else want to throw in a number? Garage Gills has got 6. Carla's got 8. So, Dee Dee's got 8. Would give it a 0.2. So, all right. Oh, no, Jeff's all right. We won't ban Jeff. Branton's got 8. And Zen. So, we'll have to put some more rainbow fish on here to see what, since we can spark some controversy. So, Alan's got 4. So, AZBC said, thank you for the membership. You're welcome. All right. So, we won't keep you guys waiting any longer. And again, I just am not on the ball here. So basic rating for the rainbow fish is 6 out of 10. So everyone's sad. So the people who gave it 0s were sad, and then the people who wanted 10s were sad. So she went in the middle. So yeah. So kind of put it in the middle. So. Me personally, I kind of like turquoise rainbow fish. I kind of like the bluer style rainbow fish. So yeah, so that's okay. So next one up, German blue ram. This is not the best picture I found. I probably could have found a better one. I think she would have ranked this a little higher if it was the case. So. So Zen's got 8, Jeff's got 10, Sleeper Barbecue's got 9, Jody has 6, Skull has 9, Dee Dee 7, Steven 8, I realize that, like, I'm watching this on the like the YouTube background stream, and it looks like I'm like right in front of the subscribe button. So I'm gonna try to quietly adjust the camera so that I'm not right under the button. So see if that's any better. Steven's got 8. I think if I missed that. Carla's got 10. For those of you that are new, my daughter's 17, so she's the she's kind of the, you know, you kind of have to view it through the eyes of a teenager. So it's got Davo's got 8, Alan's got 7, Garage Gills has 8. So give it a couple more seconds. Going once, going twice. Sold 7 out of 10. So let me see who got that. Dee Dee got it. Alan got it. That was about it. But yeah, like everyone was pretty close. Like I said, I think she would have ranked it higher if I had a better picture. So whatever reason, Shutterstock, whatever one I picked, it didn't have a good picture. So I think if she would have seen this live on video, I think she would have given it a higher ranking. So I like German blue rams. I don't really like. I don't really keep them, but I do like them. I think they're pretty fish. So I think I'd probably give it about the same actually. So her and I agree on that one. Up next, we've got the Lake Tanganyikan cichlids. So Jeff says I can ground her now. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, so Tanganyikans. What I will tell you on this one is that, you know, so then the fact that the German blue ram is only one higher than a rainbow is just gross. Oh, yeah, like I think I would have ranked the rainbow maybe a little higher than in my own personal opinion. But we've got Jeff's got 3, Skull's got 6, Dave's got 9, the Zen Ginger's got 7, Sleeper Barbecue's got 6, and if I didn't mention before, Jody has 4. So Carla's got 5. This is a Geliotochromis of some sort. So I don't remember which species it is, but I figured I'd try to give her something different to see if I could at least make her somewhat like Lake Tanganyikan cichlids. And she did like the Cyprichromis, though. I think she does like those. So, got 5. All right, we'll give it a couple seconds here. Alan's got 4. All right. Going once, going twice. 4 out of 10. So Alan's on a roll tonight. He's got 2 in a row. See if anyone else had 4. I think Jody had 4 as well. So yeah, so this was higher than some of them. I mean, a lot of them have gotten the creepy, designator. So yeah. So we got the creepy, but this one did not get an creepy, but still not a very high ranking. I would rank this a lot higher. I would probably rank this 6 or 7. So, but definitely fish I need to play with a little bit more. I need to maybe set up a Geliotochromis tank and see if I can get some fry. So, hello UIO. If I pronounced that incorrectly, I do apologize. So we got next one up here is the discus. I think this is a pretty easy one. All right, so what we're doing here is we are ranking how my daughter feels about the fish. So basically, I give her like 5 fish a week, and then she will go ahead and rank them on how basic she thinks they are. So it's kind of a view of fish keeping through a non-fish keeper and a teenager. So it's kind of a fun way to, um, to kind of get a different view of your fish, right? Because she's, doesn't keep fish. So it's kind of a, teenage girl, different generation than I am, obviously. So it's kind of a good way to get a viewpoint of someone who's not in the hobby and someone who's, um, someone who's like a non-fish keeper. So like if you were opening a fish store, in a way, it's kind of a good way to look at it. Like if you're opening a fish store, instead of like, I wouldn't put Gideyas in a fish store because no one will buy them, right? Because they're all silver. I enjoy them. I like them. But this is a good way to kind of get a gauge of like the general non-fish keeper's view of fish. So I've got a lot of 9s and 10s. Jody's got 5. Skull's got 7. Jody says discus are beautiful, but not for me. I've kept them in my hard Michigan water, and they've actually done okay. I had them for a good couple years. There's an old, if you go back in the bowels of the channel, there is a discus tank, which actually did quite well for quite a long time. I don't remember exactly why I lost them, though. I can't remember what happened to them. But I guess one of the funny stories about the discus is I was feeding them one day, and one of them actually flew out of the tank at me as I was feeding it. This was like pre-pandemic, because I was feeding them in the morning, and literally the discus came, the tank was like, where's the camera at? The tank was here, and basically flew out of the tank. I had to almost dodge it because it was going to hit me. And it fell on the floor. I just bent over, picked it up, put it back in the tank, and it was fine after that. But it just decided at that moment it needed to fly out of the tank and almost take me out. So I had them in a 75, and I had I think a group of like 6, and they seemed to not have too much aggression. I wouldn't put in. What did I have in with them? I think I had some Pistos in there with them. Ooh, that's a good idea, Steven. Do a noodle theme. I will have to do that. I'm actually going to write that one down. Maybe throw in like a, maybe we'll do a saltwater and throw in like a moray eel or something. So it was actually kind of funny. I thought of a story about this weekend. So when we went to the fish store, my younger daughter, when we went to Fishy Biz after volleyball and eating canes, we had she gave me a time limit. She said I was only allowed to be in there for about 10 minutes. So it's, that kind of generated, excuse me, God, I can't talk. The genesis of that was the last time she went with me to the fish store was before a volleyball game, like one of my daughter's high school games. The fish store actually happens to be right next to one of the high schools that we played at. And we left a little early, so we had time to kill. And so we spent a good half hour, 40 minutes in the fish store before we went to the volleyball game. And she was kind of sick of being there. So she gave me a time limit this time when she went with me to the fish store. So, but it was a lot of fun. So we had a lot of fun, on Saturday, like I said earlier. But I know it's kind of a random story, but it just came to me as we were kind of going through chat. So. All right, so the discus, I've got 10 out of 10. I could put a lamprey on there, one of those sea lampreys. I think that would get an creepy for sure. I would give that an creepy because those things are kind of nasty. So, all right, so the discus was 10 out of 10. And then next one is one that I would not keep. I think I do have a tank to keep it in. But I would not. Actually, I had thought about keeping these at one point, but I decided not to. Like I have these moments of like, hey, I want to play with something new, and like I had one of those moments for a while. I was like, hey, maybe I'll get a peacock bass. So But um, but yeah, I kind of decided against that. So we've got the peacock bass here. Um, Kind of a cool fish. This one is not one of my favorite versions. Like I like some of the ones that have like the really dark red in them. Like you see, like people who are fishing in Florida, like they have like the really dark red fins and some of the nice red on the body. So I have not asked her about glass catfish. So and I still need to ask her once her class is over um, if she'll come on and do it. She probably would. Um, I don't see why. I don't think she'd care. So, all right. So we've got the old peacock bass here. Yeah, I don't like. I mean, you really almost really shouldn't keep these in aquariums because they do get I don't know, like a foot long. Some get like 16, 17 inches. They're definitely kind of a handful. So that's another one too. I like the ideas. So like noodle fish, like yeah. So I'll have to go poking around for some pictures for those. Yeah, teenage girl for bright. Yeah, for sure. I think that's kind of the theme. So we'll give it another couple seconds on the peacock bass. Obviously, you would not put it with like the rainbow fish that I have kind of for the background picture for this, um, or the shark. But um, which when I was growing up, that was one of my favorite fish. It's not the rainbow shark. It's the wow, drawing a blank on it. Tell it's it's Tuesday and getting a little late. It's kind of getting a little late. But yeah, I've always liked that little shark with the red fins on it. So peacock bass, 8 out of 10. Which I was a little surprised at. I thought she would probably give it like 5 or 6. So I would probably give it this particular one probably like a 6 too. That was kind of my thoughts. So all right. So that kind of ends that little segment. So let me go ahead and we'll put the screen back on me. We'll talk a little bit about, go back to that. And let me move chat back over there so I can see. And at this point, we've not had too many technical difficulties right now. So thankfully, we got the sound issue figured out. So let's go ahead and we'll try the barn cam. I'll head outside and we can talk a little bit about what's going on outside. So figured I'd give you a pretty good tank to look at tonight. So we've got the, once I flip it over, you're going to see the marbled swords, which is one of my favorite swordtails in the fish barn right now. They've not produced a lot of fry for me, but actually it's one I'm going to bring to the Keystone Clash as well. Speaking of the Keystone Clash, if you do want to sponsor a show class, they do have that open now. I went ahead and sponsored Good Ads. I figured that would be kind of an appropriate one for me to sponsor, so I was really happy to do that. Maybe I'll sponsor another one if there's some still open going into the future, but I definitely wanted to sponsor one of the show classes. Kind of looking forward to participating in the show as well. So been kind of in the back of my mind over the past couple of months thinking about what sort of fish I want to keep or what I want to bring to the show. There's definitely a couple on the list for sure, but I have to look at the classes again and kind of go through it and see, kind of what makes sense. So let's go ahead and flip it over to the barn cam. It'll take me a couple minutes to walk out there, and then we'll go ahead and we'll kind of talk in the barn. All right. So we're here in the barn. So if I could get an audio check real quick, I'd appreciate it. And Alan, I'll get you the membership link real quick. Oh, then I already got it. So I was going a little slow. So thank you, Zen, for putting the membership link out there. I really appreciate it. Thank you, as always, for modding. Um, all right. So audio's good. So yeah. So let me go ahead here and we'll take a look at some of the fish out here in the barn. So thank you, Alan, for becoming a member. Definitely really appreciate it. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and we'll take a look and kind of see what's going on. I know the fish room right now is a little. I need to clean up a few of the tanks. Some of them have gotten a little bit, glass spiders have gotten a little bit bad. So, but let me. We'll go ahead and we'll grab the camera and we'll kind of take a look around here and see what's up. All right. I feel this is one I don't talk about enough in the channel. So we got the Basilia wing eye. We've got these are the red volcano endlers. I really like the males. If I can get it. The problem is this doesn't focus real well if you get up close. But let me grab the light too as well. But I really like these males. Like one of the things I really want to kind of work on here in the fish room is to kind of breed numbers. I'm really good at breeding like some of a fish, but I really kind of want to focus on, at least for some species, get like some really good numbers. So, and it looks like we do have some panda guppy fry in here too. I just saw a little panda guppy fry, so that's good too. And I think this female has been looking for a little while now, like she's gonna like explode. So hopefully we'll see some fry here pretty quickly. All right, let's see if we can do an update on a couple other things. All right. Yeah, we're going to talk about these in a little bit. These are the Basilia catamaconis. So these are like the newly described mollies I got at the swap a few weeks ago. They've definitely put on some size. So I really like those. I'm kind of really curious to see like what their coloration turns out like when they grow up. But it's another one that's pretty nice looking fish. I, I seem like I talk about these every week, but this is just like I said, this is my holy grail fish. So I'm kind of have to talk about it. The fry have been doing really well, so I still have I think the four fry in here. They've put on quite a bit of size. If you look, couldn't show them in the camera, but yeah, they've really put on some good size. So hoping to see a few more. I don't know if they're like a seasonal. I have to do some more research again and see if they're like a seasonal fish or if they just drop it. So nothing. That's weird. Um. All right. All right. So it looks like we lost the barn cam. So let me see if I can get it back up again. So yeah. So I don't know why it came back for a second, but yeah. So let me see if I can fix it real quick. Let me re-put the link in. It's working now. Let me see. All right, I'm going to flip it over one time to see if it works. So I guess we're going to have to nix the barn cam for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on with it. It's worked for quite a while, so I don't know why now it's all of a sudden not working. Um, like it's working, like you can see it on like my end, like in the background. Um, so yeah, I don't know why it freezes. That's really weird. Let me try one more time. But hi Ted, thank you for coming. It's an honor to have you here. So hopefully I could show you some other live bears. You know, some of the other live bears I've got in the barn. So yeah, so Ted, like I don't know what happened with with I have a second camera in an outside building, so I don't know why it blacked out. So, but you should be seeing it now. Like yeah, you can see it on this. Okay. Yeah, so you can see. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know what happened with the barn cam. So, no, I don't know what it is. It's I don't know why. You know, maybe I have to do it on a different browser or I don't know. Um, yeah, it's really odd. Don't know why it's being flaky. So so yeah. So I guess if you ask me any other fish questions, I'd appreciate it. You know, we can go ahead and kind of finish up the last 10 minutes here or so. Um, so yeah. So like yeah, he might be behind because it did black out for a while. So unfortunately, I don't have without me running back and forth inside the house. I don't have a way to put it on there. Um, yeah, so I don't know I don't know what's causing it. So now that's bothering me. So I'm gonna have to do some testing on it, I guess, to see why it's freezing. It was working the whole time, and now it's not. So I've been using a program called like Video Ninja. Um, so that's what I've been using. Like it's been working well, but for whatever reason, the last couple weeks it's been not working so hot. So um, maybe it's on my phone end, but I don't know. Kind of strange. So once again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. I don't know why that keeps freezing and not working correctly. We had it working pretty well. I really like the video quality on that compared to StreamYard. Um, so yeah. You know what I will do? I guess I'll talk about kind of my plans for summer tubs a little bit. Kind of kill the last 10 minutes here. Kind of like, my plan this year is to do a lot of Goodeids and tubs. I think I've kind of said a little bit of that before, or at least hinted at it. But yeah, so I'm going to do quite a few Goodeids this year in the tubs, just based on the success I had last year with the Xenotoka Eisenai from Nayarit. So I was pretty happy with those. I have some Xenotoka Lion's Eye that I do want to put out there. Those are from Dr. John Lyon's Fish Room. So I do need to get those out there. I need to get those breeding. For whatever reason, that fish doesn't breed for me inside in a fish tank, but it does, for whatever reason, will breed outside. So that's what I'm going to do. Hello, Niner Discus. I haven't been, yeah, like the Video Ninja I've just used for the camera, like as a guest. So, so I do that instead of like using like StreamYard. for the guests because I'm not going to pay like $44 to get like 720p and have the video look like crap. So, like the video quality was really good with Video Ninja. Like the program I'm using to actually like stream, the streaming software I'm using is actually something called Prism Live Studio. That's been okay. I used Streamlabs OBS in the past. Maybe I'll have to go back to it at some point, but it seems to be on the end of this Video Ninja thing because now it keeps flashing back in and out, and I don't know why it's doing that. So, hello Niner Discus. Thank you for coming in. The broken fish behind me is a what is that? Bathyphilus. What is that fish? It's crap. I'm gonna have to look it up. It's a Bathyphilus. Let me look it up real quick. I have everything but the species name. Bathy. Oh, sorry, it's a Xenotilapia Bathyphilus caucasi. That's what it is. Sorry, it took me a second. Yeah, unfortunately, I had 6 of them at one point. Only have one, and the only one that survived is the one with the broken tail. So, so that is what that is. But yeah, so I'm probably going to do, like I said with tubs, I'm going to do a lot of Gadeids. They seem to do well in the tubs for me. So that's what I'll do for those. I generally just throw like some guppy grass, maybe some hornwort in there. So, yeah, like he was that way when I bought him, and so he was just he kind of just lives in there and does his thing. So, so yeah, so with that, we got about 5 minutes left. So if you want to hit me with any last minute questions, we can go ahead and answer those, and then if Bentley's on tonight, I would go ahead and check out Bentley afterwards. Again, I apologize for the barn cam. I don't know why it decides not to work, but we'll give it another shot next week. But we've been having a lot of issues lately, apparently, with technology for whatever reason. So, yeah, I want to get if I found some more of those, I would buy some more of those and see if I could get those to breed. The Sips that are here have been doing quite well as well. So Bentley isn't streaming. Okay, I forget to look, but if he is on, go check him out. But yeah, I think with that, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for putting up with the audio issues and everything, and so Jeff says unless it's a rainbow fish, then it's just fugly no matter what. Yeah, I like rainbow fish though. I should probably keep more of them. Speaking of tubs though, that was one that I was kind of thinking about. If I had some extra tub space, I might throw my Chilotharina blaheri in there, or throw in a I've got some other ones too. Throw in the Praecox that I have. I have a pretty good group of Praecox that I want to put in there as well. So maybe those. But yeah, so there's definitely some good pretty live bears too. If you got like a Scyphia multipunctata or something like that, I mean that would rival anything, especially if you get some of the really really colorful ones. Which I don't know if you guys saw mine with the since the camera was kind of on the fritz, but yeah. So it's 8:57. Um, I think this is kind of a good time to call it. So thank you guys for watching. We will keep plugging away here. So Jeff's like got he likes the Radna Centris and Suda McGill. Not so much the Cracodon lateralis is a good one too. Ted, definitely. Um, Actually, one of my favorite Godeids is actually along with the Cracodon audax from Los Pinos. If you can find one with all red fins, that's like my all-time favorite fish. But a close second of that is the Black Prince, which is the silver with the black fins. I really like that one as well. Um, let's see if there's any other ones that are like really. I mean, trout Godiads are okay. Amica splendens, tequila Godiads are all kind of in like the like next level down from like stunning, but yeah. So yeah. So that yeah. So Jeff's guest was showing them last night. Yep. I don't know who he had on. I wasn't. I think he usually streams pretty late, but oh, Ed Motes. Okay, yeah, Ed's got quite a few good ads as well. So yeah, I have one of my favorites too is the Xiphophorus variatus from Rio Coaquilco. That's probably one of my all-time favorite fish as well. So I've not seen any Rio. I'm gonna look that one up. Had Rio X Titla. I'm sure I messed that up, but I want to see that one. Let me Google that one. I'll put that one. I'll screen share. I gotta go back and chat and see what the spelling is. Rio. Huh. Not finding a picture of them. All right. I'll have to do some more hunting for them. But yeah, that's not a location I've seen. Oh, it's where the blue parrot variatus came from back in the day. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that one I've not seen. Um, there's a couple other variatus too that locations. There's the Rio Huxtititla one, which I like as well. I had a decent group of those for a while, but I've only got like one female left of those. Um, see what other ones I've had. I still have what is it? Avalene. I'm yeah. So I have the Xiphophorus avalene. That's a cool one too. It's not as colorful as like the Real Coquilco ones, but I do like that one too. I have trouble getting that one to spawn. Like it spawned like once for me in the past like 2 years. So I even tried it in tubs, but I had them in with knife fish or knife live bears. I mean, and I think the knife live bears may have eaten any fry. So maybe that's another one I'll try tubbing this year as well. Yeah, I think Mike's behind. So I did have Cuchianas too, but unfortunately I ended up kind of losing those and didn't really have a lot of luck with those. So Ted's got Avalene is a very ancestral species. Yeah, I think that's kind of um, the most natural form. So yeah, that's a very cool fish. I'm into a lot of the natural ones. Like I said, I had Cuchianas, but unfortunately ended up losing those. So yeah, like I had spawns from them, but they never just took off. So I don't know what happened with Cuchianis, but they just kind of, um, yeah, they sort of one that would spawn for me and then not spawn and then kind of wither away. Um, I think a lot of that though was due to the barn getting colder in the winter, especially with the water. So yeah, I've had Andersite too. Andersite was another one that was kind of a kind of a struggle bus. I know a guy in our club had some, and he was able to spawn some of them as well. So I think what happened was Cuchianis may have been a victim of the cold water in the winter. So yeah. So I gotta if I find them, I know Kurt Bitterling has them near me. I know he's kind of getting out of the hobby, but if he's I may go to the Southwest Michigan auction in a couple weeks, and I may get them from him there if he shows up. I know he's tearing down his fish room, so maybe he'll take some to Swamis. Had Nezzies too. Uh, Ted's gonna get me, or yeah, Ted's gonna get me going on live bears for a while. So yeah, Nezzies are fun. I just don't like the fact that they eat fry. They seem to be very shy for me, and they, for me anyways, tend to eat fry. I know Corey had them, and he had pretty good luck with them. But that'd be one I'd kind of like to get back again. Try breeding them. Like I tried them in the tubs last year, and unfortunately they didn't make it. So we'll try. I might try those again at some point. That's one of the things kind of as the fish room has kind of evolved over the last few years. There's not as many rare swordtails anymore in the fish room as I would like. So I mean, I've got Calmanite. Have a couple of those. So hopefully, if I go to that auction, hopefully the person I got those from will be there, and I can get some more from him. I could always contact him too. So, yeah, I've always been tempted to try the Xiphophorus Stock Center. I just haven't done it. It's on my list of things to kind of try. Unfortunately, I wish I could go to the ALA this year, but just wasn't in the cards. I think a lot of it was due to like graduation and just a lot of stuff was just not in the vacation. Between us going to Florida, going to the Keystone Clash, kind of average stuff, average other graduation. I just kind of started running out of vacation days. I was like, so I'm kind of bummed that I'm not going because I'd like to see Charles Clapsaddle's place and would like to go to the Texas State Stock Center, but this year just kind of wasn't meant to be. So, all right. So I know I've said I'm going to end this probably about 15 minutes ago. So I think for now, for real, I think we are going to kind of end it. Want to head out, I'm going to head outside real quick, grab the camera, and, we can kind of figure out what's what. You know what, though? Let me see something. I think the barn cam is actually working again. So I don't know what internet issue causes the barn cam to not work. But since we've got a few people here and Bentley's not streaming, maybe we will, let's try it. You want to try it? I think we'll try it since we got a kind of a captive audience. So we're going to try going out to the barn. Hold on. So let's go ahead and we'll try it real quick. Give me a couple minutes. We'll do a quick tour. Yeah, so let's try it and we'll see how it goes. right. Can you guys hear me? Or can you guys see me? Let me. All right, let's see what's happening here. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and try this again. All right, looks like we got camera. So, all right, cool. All right. So, where we were about an hour ago. So, yeah. So you got set down kind of wherever I was at. So, um, since we're here with Dr. Ted, we'll do all the live bears, which there are a lot. So, all right, start here. This tank's not pretty, but got the Cracodon Audax from Los Pinos. Got about 4 fry in here. If you look at the top, there's the males kind of over there in the corner. There's one of the females. So there's about 4 fry in here. Up next here is the Pasilia catamaconus. This is a newly described Molly species from Lake Catemaco in Mexico. Down here is one of 2 groups of the Chapelixes pardalis. These are from the Presa de San Juanico in Michoacan, Mexico. This is the more common Chapelixes species. I got my singular Zenitania resolane from Leopard Goodad. All my Goodads have the location information, kind of as they were sold to me, basically. Down here, kind of got a small colony in this 29-gallon of Liberty Mollies. Got these from Dan's Fish. This tank is very cloudy right now. I've got to figure out why that is, but got some of these painted swordtails. Moving onwards, got the Zoogeneticus tequila. I got a pretty nice colony of those. I wouldn't sell out of this group yet, but got a pretty nice group going for that. These are kind of reclusive. There's only a couple in here, but I do have the brass swordtails, the Xiphophorus calmani. Unfortunately, there's not. Like I said, they're kind of reclusive in here. They kind of just hide out. This tank is kind of just full of guppy grass, but it's also full of Pasilia gili, as well as there's a few Xiphophorus milleri floating around in here as well. One of the things I think I need to do at some point is probably split this group up into their separate fish. But moving down here, this is the Scyphia multipunctata from Tangaquaro. I recently had a really large drop of fry. If you can kind of look in all the crypts, there's a ton of fry in here. So I've been feeding these a lot of the Magic Nano fish feed, and they've been doing quite well. Unfortunately, this tank is a little bit dirty, but these are the Elodonyxes tamazulae from the Rio Tamazula. One I've struggled with getting to spawn. I've only got 3 of these left. Definitely one that's going to probably make a trip outside, kind of a last-ditch attempt. Got the Jewel Goodad, Zenitoka variata from Jesus Maria. Really pretty fish. Another one of my favorite Goodads. This is one I forgot about when we were talking about, kind of the prettier Goodads. This is another one. Kind of like a disco ball, especially like the males. See that male? It's hard to see it through the camera, but Yeah, like some of the nicer males. So, I don't have any Berlins. I don't think they were called painted when I bought them. Those swords. Um, I do have a couple of these still left. These Brachioraphis Roswithae. There's one there, and I think there's a female still hiding around in the back. Um, I would show you these, but this tank is. I need to put some more plants in this tank, but I do have some Brachioraphis rosenei as well. But you're not going to be able to see them in that tank. Up next here is the Variatus platy from Rio Kokilko. That's a really stunning male. I actually might bring him to the Keystone Clash for the fish show. Um, I don't think I'm going to do the Endlers and the Guppies. I don't think, but we can, I guess, real quick. Like I said, in the interest of kind of time. Yeah, Brachioraphis are kind of. Yeah, they've been a little nasty. I don't know what to do about those exactly. So I got the Stack Endlers here. Black bar endlers that I've had since 2020. I do promise that there are Pueblo platies in here. They are hiding all behind the sponge filter back there. Got the next one up here is the Dwarf Merry Widow, the Phylactes quadripunctatus. This is the Brebe one that Dan's Fish was selling. You can see some fry here. There's a male and female in here as well. Down on the bottom here, we've got the Xenotoka eisenii from Nayarit. This is the original Gideid species in the hobby. This is the one that I'm kind of call it global coordinator for the Gideid working group. So I have a spreadsheet of these fish on kind of who has them. So they all kind of came from Jim Langhammer. And then there's a gentleman in the Metro Detroit area that's had them as well. And they are producing some fry. It took me like 2 years to spawn these fish. Put them in a tub, but now they seem to be producing fry on their own. So for whatever reason, they were kind of triggered by the tub, and they are breeding pretty regularly for me now. See what else we got. Got some Green Lantern platies. I know there's one that kind of needs to be culled in here, or needs to kind of go to like a different tank. Not much happening with those. Orange Xiphophorus swordtails with white bellies. They've got a few fry from those. The Vienna guppies I got these from Jimmy, who used to work for Corey from the Aquarium Co-op. Whatever reason, I struggle breeding these, but yeah. So next up, we've got the Pasilia butleri, along with kind of a couple random swordtail babies that are from a previous group that kind of survived in here. These Pacific mollies might go out to a tub as well. I really kind of want to get those to spawn. Up next, these are not Stan Schubel guppies, but these are the albino koi guppies, which I'm honestly kind of tired of them. They don't really do much for me. They don't really breed, don't really do much. So, all right. So Ted asked, "What is your water change day?" There isn't one, Ted. I'll show you that, I guess, downstairs. So it's basically auto water change in here. It changes a couple times a day. A couple minutes goes for like a couple minutes on the front and back. So I actually don't. I very rarely ever put my hands in the tank and do water changes in here. So that's kind of let it run itself between that and the plants. Going back to the fish, we got the Pasilia picta. Not really had much luck with these, though. They are living quite well without any salt, so that's been pretty good. And here, there's some. This tank needs to get cleaned up, but there's some Giardinus metallicus, There's also some more Xiphophorus Ryoko Kyoko from the Gil Rosenthal lab. Fortunately, there's not very many numbers of these in here right now, so I kind of put in the Metallicus to go with them. Up next is the Limia Perugia. This thing gets a lot of glare, so I apologize. From La Anzufrada. I got these from Pat Hartman 3-4 years ago. They kind of breed every so often for me now. They're in here with some Praecox rainbow fish as well. Do need to add some more plant cover in here. The plants I put in here for whatever reason never really took off, so I got to do some more work on that. Next up is a different location of the Chapelixes pardalis that we spoke of earlier. This is the Chapel 1 from the Balneario. So basically in the 1970s, they made this fish's look. This fish's habitat a swimming area. So I got these from a gentleman named Josh Cook in Ohio. And I got started off like, I think 3 or 4 fish, and now I've got a pretty good colony going. My second group of Cracodon lateralis, or sorry, Cracodon audax from Los Pinos. I got these from the ALA SCAP program. Decided to split them up into 2 trios. So this is the non-breeding trio right now. Probably need to add some more cover is probably the point for that. Up next, I've got the Xenotoka Dodroi. There's a ton of these. So I'll probably bring some of those to sell to the Keystone Clash. I don't know if there's room sales or not, but those. I've got some Xenophalis umbratilis, but they're probably not out. There's only a couple of those left, unfortunately. In here, I've got Xenotoka Lion's Eye. These are actual descendants from Dr. John Lyon's fish room. Those are going to go out in tubs. I do have this singular Xiphophorus staphydium, which another fish that I've kind of struggled with. This is from the I don't know if you can see that, the El Molino di Chapultepec. Whatever reason, these guys are not out right now. But there are some Pasilia chica in here. They're kind of hanging out in the back right now. Dwarf mollies. Got some double sword guppies in this tank. Going down to the bottom, we do have this 40 breeder, the Stan Schubel strain of the Blue Delta guppies. So I really want to get a nice group of these going. So I have them in this 40 breeder. Roll on up. We got some southern mollies in here that I got from the wet spot. So Pasilia vivipara. Real quick, I've got some volcano endlers in this tank. Just see those real quick. And then we've got the blue panda guppies here. And then heading to the bottom, we do have the marble swordtails. These are really nice fish. Probably another one that I'll bring to the fish show at the Keystone Clash. So that's the upstairs. Let me see. I'm sure there's comments and questions. So, yeah. So Ted said one of the favorites, Metallicus. Yeah, I really do like the Metallicus as well. I especially like the black form. I have the yellow form as well. Yep, I do have Cilia picta. Oh, I'm in Top Chat too. That's awesome. All right, so we're gonna head to the downstairs now. All right. So these are the fish that you see in the background. These are the Cyprochromis leptosoma blue flash. We do have the Cracodon audax from El Toboso. These are the black prints. Like I said, one of my favorites. In here, got a couple different things. We've got the Jardinus Botanicus, the yellow form, and then we also have some like high fin Variatus platies in here as well. So, I do keep other fish. This is a 245 gallon kind of mixed African cichlid tank. You got yellow labs. You have a few OB peacocks right there. They're juveniles. You have the what are these called? Manjano cichlids in here, and then you've got the star sapphires as well. So you can use some other things. This next fish is become one of my favorites very quickly. I just got him pretty recently, actually. But these are the Xiphophorus helleri guntheri from the Golden Stream in Belize. I got these from Pat Hartman, and they've already produced fry. So, nice, really big wild type sword. So, next is a different group of Xenotoca eiseni. These are from Rio Compostela. There's 6 of these in here, kind of juveniles, so maybe we'll see some fry here in the near future. Next up here, we have the Bulldog Gadaid, Elaphorus robustus, and then we also have the Iliodon whitei. I know I need to split these up. I'm probably going to do that this summer in the summer tubs. I'm going to put one group in each tub, and then I'm going to kind of split them up when I bring them in. I think that's kind of it for here. Moving on over. Next up here, we have the Anthenobius toweri from El Aljui Spring. I got these from Jim Craig. And an interesting thing about this particular location is they've been throwing albinos, not just for me, but for a lot of people. So you can see kind of the albino one there. So it's kind of an interesting factoid about this particular location. So up next is the Chapelinthes and Caustus. This is going to be one I'm going to put in tubs as well. One of the things I am going to do with this tank, is that it's actually too high. When I built this stand, I built it too high, so there's like no hand room up here. So I'm going to fix that over the summer. Up next here, I've had this group since 2019. This is the Omeka splendens group. These are the original Jim Langhammer strain. Sell quite a few of these. So another kind of large crypt tank. I actually might need to harvest some out of this one at some point. All right. Up next, trout goodeids. We had a gentleman in the club that was kind of having some health issues. So I had a small colony of these before, but then we took down his fish room, and I kind of bought his colony from him along with some of the Java fern. So it's got a pretty nice colony going now of trout goodeids. Up next, we've got Tiger Limia, Limia iswi. I've had these for quite a long time as well, and I've probably saturated Metro Detroit with those. If you want to talk about rainbow fish, these are the Melanitania Pagua affinis. There's some rainbow cichlids in here as well, and then there's an location Bulldog Gadaid in here as well. So, and then up next, this is the last library tank, is the another group of Anthenobius toweri. This is the one that's more commonly seen from Laguna Los Antiajitos. So I actually need to find some younger fish of this group. So, and then there's a bristlenose in here that I see like once a year. So he's actually out right now. That's kind of cool. So, so that's all the live bears. I don't know how. I have to go and count in my records how many I have. But oh, I missed one. Hold on, and we're not going to see them because they're hiding out right now. But I do have the Xenotoca melanosoma as well, and they're not out right now, so you're not going to be able to see those. So that's the list. So, all right. AZBC says, how long have I been keeping fish in the barn? It's been 6 years. So I started saltwater years and years ago. Bred clownfish and did that for quite a while. I was involved in something called the Marine Breeding Initiative. And then from there, um, kind of got sick of doing saltwater. MBI stuff kind of faded out. Like breeding saltwater fish kind of became more common. Still work to do in that area, but became more common. And then kind of switched over to freshwater slowly but surely. And then I kind of got interested in Gideyes. So I've been keeping those now for quite a while. So yeah. So yeah, I'll take you guys. We'll go inside and we'll kind of finish up any last questions. But yeah, that's pretty quick. Ted, if you want to see the entire like a better tour, it's not all the fish that you have that you just saw now. There's been some things coming in and out, but yeah. So check out the fish tour where I like better explain these things or better explain the fish that I just did now. So I kind of went kind of quick, but yeah, it's a barn outside of our property. So this fish is actually out a little bit more now. So there's the real cool Kilco. Show you that. So we're actually going to head outside. What is my feeding regimen? Let me pop the light on. Here. So what I basically do is usually once a day. I will feed usually in the evening. I feed a mixture of basically extreme krill flake, extreme spirulina flake, the soulfly flake, and then it's usually the blackworm flake that I get from Cunningham Tropicals. I usually feed a mix of that, and then for some fish with like the smaller fry, like those, like we just saw the what are they? Scyphia multipunctata. I usually feed the Magic Small Fish Feed. So, and that usually takes me about 10 minutes. I do like to go in here and kind of just like sit in here and just watch things for a while. So like I will come in here and just, kind of hang out and just kind of watch stuff. I do a better job of that upstairs than I do downstairs. That's kind of one of my goals for this year is to kind of sit down there and just watch stuff. You kind of start to notice things. And then I'll show you on our way out, I'll show you guys the auto water change as well. So that's, but yeah, it takes me about 10, 20 minutes. But I'll usually come in here a couple times a day and just kind of sit. I usually sit up here on the upstairs part, but I should sit more on the downstairs. And that reminded me actually that I need to do that in a better way. So I'll head downstairs and I'll show you the auto water change system. If you notice, like up here, I'll start it with, I guess, the auto water change system here. You see these pipes? I've just got like refrigerator ice line in here, and they're basically kind of like just drilled into the rim of the tanks. And then if you go downstairs, so it's still a little ugly, but it's prettier than it used to be. I basically have this 55-gallon jug that's fed from inside the house, and there's two zones to it. There's an upstairs and downstairs, and all the water runs out of here basically. So that's basically it. I'm gonna take the camera kind of sort of inside with me, just so that so we don't have to come back out here. So Lights generally come off here at 10 o'clock, so like I don't want to come fishing around in the dark. So we're gonna come on inside. Yeah, so when I built it, I know we're looking in the dark, but I actually buried the line. It kind of runs from over there, runs down, and you're not going to be able to see very well. Down kind of over here, and then it enters the barn back over here. And then basically all of that drains out. There's a couple of different drain lines in the barn, and that all drains out. So I'm going to leave you on this table for a minute, and then we'll go inside and we'll kind of finish it up. So. All right, we're back. So, all right. All right, so we are back. So hopefully, so we're back inside the house. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll stay on for another like 5 minutes or so. We can answer any questions you guys have. Excuse me. So Ted does say he has another book coming. Dr. Ted says he has another book coming out this year. I'll be excited to read that. So yeah. So we're so yeah. So thank you guys for staying along with through all the issues. So I'm glad the barn cam decided that it was going to work. So with that, thank you guys for watching. Have a great evening, and thank you, Dr. Ted. It was an honor to have you come on the stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at some of the live bears here at the end. After I said I was gonna, to end it like half an hour ago, but yeah. So once again, thank you for listening to me ramble along. And with that, have a great Tuesday. Have a great rest of your week. And